today, as we start reading the Torah in a few minutes, we will read what most people call the Ten Commandments, but then in Hebrew is called the Aseret Dibrot. So the 10 utterances or the 10 things that were said. And the reason for why it's not called the Ten Commandments is that not all the 10 are commandments. Some of them are commandments. And I don't know if you know this, Jews and other religions number them differently. So the first one in the Jewish tradition is just, I am Adonai your God, who took you out of Egypt from the house of bondage. There's no commandment there. It's just an introduction. Right? So in the Jewish tradition, in Hebrew at least, it's not called the Ten Commandments. But we know what they are. If you look here, the synagogue, here we have the first 5. And here we have from 6 to 10. And we'll read them in a while. But I wanted to ask you something. If you could write the 11th of them, you know, if you want to call them, call it the 11th commandment or the 11th utterance, what would it be? What do you think is so important that deserves to be written with these 10 in the tablets? So it's an invitation for you to participate. So please raise your hand and tell me what you would write as the 11th of these 10. Okay. Okay. Oh.
My 11th commandment would to be kind.
Be kind. Very good one. Any other volunteers? Tamsin, you have your own microphone.
My 11th commandment would be not to gossip about people.
Not to gossip about people. Okay, great one also. So, can you come here to the corner? And,
To not judge a book by its cover.
Not to judge a book by its cover. Great one. Especially if we don't limit it only to books, right? Don't judge anything by its appearance.
To look after your pets.
To look after your pets. You know, very soon we'll have a prayer for the animals, including the pets. Not only the pets, but also the pets.
To respect your parents.
To respect your parents. That's a great one, but it's the 5th one. That's already the 10th. Actually, with that phrasing, let me just take this, because it's falling. Anyone else? Any more volunteers? Oh, we have one here. Come here.
To not steal.
Not steal. That's also one of the 10, but it's a great one. Fiona?
Never forget.
Never forget.
To support Man United.
I'm not sure I'm with you on that one, but Manchester United. So I'll tell you something. I worked with the people, you know, not everyone knows this. I was in South Africa. I was in Johannesburg. So if you haven't noticed from my accent, I'm not from here. I just arrived. I was in Johannesburg 21 years ago when I was a management consultant and I was doing a project for MTN, the cell phone company. The consulting company I worked for, the top leaders, they left the company and they became the top leaders of Barcelona Football Club, and now they're the top leaders of Manchester City. So if you see Ferran Soriano, who is now the CEO of Manchester City, he was my boss, but I was working here. Cool. But you like Manchester United, you know, he's your arch rival. So who else? Here. Let's take 2 last ones and then we'll continue. Okay.
To play dress to impress once a week.
So to dress to impress once a week?
To play dress to impress once a week. To be confident.
To be confident, that's a good one.
To take on all your responsibilities.
To take on all of your responsibilities.
To care about others.
So here by others, I don't know why I repeat, because they have the microphone, I don't need to repeat anything. But you know, there's a midrash that asks how the 10 commandments or the 10 utterances were displayed in the 2 tablets. Usually, people think of them displayed in the way they are here. 5 in the first tablets and 5 in the second tablets. Who thought they were displayed this way? You know, when you think of the layout, is there anyone who didn't think they were displayed this way? The layout was anything different. So there's a midrash that says that actually in the first tablets, there were the 10 commandments, or the 10 utterances from Shmot, one version of them, as they appear in the book of Shmot. And in the other tablets, there were the 10 utterances, and as they are told in the book of Devarim, Deuteronomy. We talked about this last night. They appear twice in the Torah, and there are slight differences. And that is to talk about pluralism and about the diversity of how our people receive Torah. We all, the tradition says that we all were present at that moment in Sinai, about which we'll read in a few moments, but we all received it differently. And the diversity of answers that we got here about what the 11th commandment should be talks about it. And part of the Jewish tradition is dealing with pluralism, dealing with the difference of interpretations, be it within the Jewish community or be it between Judaism and other religions. So may we learn from all the answers that truth has many faces, and sometimes the many faces of truth are even in contradiction with one another, but that doesn't make it less true. So let's stop with the sermon and go to reading the Torah.